Carrie Keagan is listening to the show right now, wondering what the hell I do for a living. What show have I agreed to do again? 547. I'm Scott. It's great to have you here this afternoon. Thank you so much for allowing me into your life, being a part of your afternoon. Find me on TikTok, Insta, Facebook, all the social platforms. I am at Scott Sands, Scott Sands Media. I thought long and hard, what would be a great song to introduce Carrie Keagan? And I know she loves to dope. I had to pull out Love Removal Machine. Carrie, it's so great to see you here live on Zoom and have you back on the show. It's been far too long.
Baby, I missed you so much.
I love you. You believe in love at first sight?
Oh, you know that I do. How do you know that, though?
Because I rented and I watched Vampires on a Boat last night on Amazon Prime.
Hey, look at you. Only the good stuff for you, huh?
Absolutely. So you made this movie, 3 years ago, and it finally came out this week?
Yeah, COVID sort of messed everything up, but we shot it and then it sat for quite a long time. But hey, you know what? No time like the present.
So it ended, and I thought, it's only like an hour long. It's a real fast watch.
I believe it's 72 minutes. Thank you very much.
Can I be honest? I watched it last night, and when the end credits started, I just hit pause. And this morning when I woke up and before I started, well, let me check the credits, see if I need to know anything and it started again. I'm like, what? How did we get to it? We were just on a boat. How are we on a Western? So I had to watch the last 20 minutes to figure out what exactly happened there. I couldn't figure out the ending because I stopped it before the final ending. It came through last night.
Well, it's a little bit of a teaser for the next one we're going to be doing. Ooh. So it has a tiny little bit to do with the character Max, who's the main guy who I instantly fall in love with and jump into bed with, because that's what you do.
Right.
And so the very end is a little teaser for this Western that we're going to do hopefully in the next couple months.
So what I enjoyed most, I think, about your role was that you did fall in love and jump immediately into bed with an older man.
Listen, I think I know what I like. Okay.
Right. Which is, I think when you and I met a few years ago in Cleveland, are you into older men?
Clearly. Is that how you started talking to me? No, I think we started talking because of our love of bourbon.
We did enjoy some bourbon. You turned me on to Japanese whiskey.
Yes.
Neither one of us have a bourbon in front of us this afternoon, which I'm disappointed in.
Which is a damn shame. Yeah.
It is a damn shame because I think I needed a couple of bourbons to work up the guts to talk with you.
Oh, come on. We're like old hack at this now.
Well, I know, not today, but I mean, we were at Bon Jovi's party backstage after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you were sitting, surprisingly, I think, sitting by yourself, the most beautiful woman in the room at this after party, and the short, fat old guy finally worked up the courage to go talk to you.
I think I had spent a little bit of time talking to Tito,
mm-hmm.
who was incredibly awesome and charming, and I met his wife. And then I think that I was just wandering around trying to figure out what to do with myself. That behind the scenes was pretty cool. That after party was awesome.
Absolutely. Carrie has hosted the red carpet for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. You may know her from VH1 and a ton of other TV stuff that you've done. And again, this new movie on all the streaming platforms. It's available, I think, just about everywhere. Apple TV, almost anything.
I think so. Yeah. iTunes, Google Play, Vudu. I think it's on DirecTV somewhere. Like, yeah, it's everywhere you want to be.
It's Vampires with a Y and a Z, Vampires on a Boat.
Don't get that mixed up. It's a very old spelling. It's cool.
I would ask what it's about, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, there is an argument about whether it's vampires on a boat or vampires on a ship. But in order to find it, it's vampires on a boat. But I think we can all agree that it's a ship.
So did you enjoy, was that your first horror movie, I think?
No.
Is it really a horror movie? It was cheesy, campy, horror comedy. Yeah, it was just good, campy fun.
I mean, it's a vampire movie, so for sure there's horror elements and there's lots of blood and things. And it's like my number one favorite thing to do is easy horror films. And I've been in quite a few now. And this particular crew and director, Mark Michaels, he has invited me to be on. This is our third project together. First one was called The Fiancé, where I got to turn into a Bigfoot. Second one was called Valentine Days with a Z. That one I turned into more of an infected zombie. And then this one I got to be a vampire. So I'm very much looking forward to what happens next.
I must have missed the other two. I'm sad to say.
Well, it looks like you have some binge watching to do then.
I do. It seems like a great excuse for October to pull out all of your horror flicks.
Absolutely. Well, no, that is the best thing to do to lead up right to Halloween.
We're talking with Carrie. And last year, I think you streamed like all of your favorite horror movies leading up to Halloween.
Yeah, well, I teased a little bit. I reenacted a bunch of scenes from some really great classic, iconic horror films, and people really seem to get a kick out of that. I think I have more fun doing this stuff than anybody. So any excuse that I can to like get into costume is like, I'm in.
Yeah. Carrie Keagan here on the Scott Sand Show, Vampires on a Boat. You've also got a project coming up next month at the end of October. And I feel like I need to make the trip to see you as my girlfriend in Cancun for the Sands. It's really named after me, I'm sure, the Sands.rock.
I believe that it is named after you, and that you would be the man of the hour if you showed up. I think that's true. But actually, it's a really cool music festival that I've been a part of for a couple of years. And it's in Cancun. It's the last week of October, and there's still tickets available if anybody wants to go. It's an all-inclusive week of just nothing but 80s rock and roll. It's this year is the Culture Club, the Cult. I have to read off: Lou Gramm, Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Living Color, Vanilla Ice, Morris Day, Wang Chung, Cutting Crew, Firehouse, Aldo Nova, Samantha Fox, Sheena Easton. And then I did just find out that Corey Feldman is going to be a special guest as well. So like you can really get your 80s on for that whole.
So Corey Feldman has as relatives. Corey comes on my show at least once a year. And he's a lot of fun to talk, and he's got a rock band. Have you seen his band play?
I've never
where do you live
seen them
now?
play. I've seen them on TV playing, but I've never actually seen them in concert.
Are you in Nashville or LA? Where are you now?
I'm in Joshua Tree.
Very nice. Hence the Bono hat.
Well, yes, you know. You got to be in character always.
Right. So his band plays LA a lot, and they just did a tour. But he's a super interesting guy.
Well, Lost Boys happens to be one of my very favorite movies of all time, and so he's always the Frog Brother. Always has a place in my heart.
So, as a vampirist, as a vampire, do you prefer to be bitten or do the biting?
Oh, it's nice to be on both sides, honestly. But I like being in costume, so being the vampire is definitely more fun. I got to keep the fangs too, by the way, just in case anybody wants a little like personal appearance or something. I still have the teeth.
I would love for you to wear the fangs when I see you next time. Is that a little too weird? Is that a weird request?
No, not at all. I mean, it would be if this was just somebody I didn't know, but no. I know you. It's cool. It's cool.
So you already know I'm a weird, creepy guy, so that's fine.
Aren't we all? Isn't that why we get along?
I think so. Carrie, I love you. Congratulations on them. So when will the next one come out?
I have no idea. We have to shoot it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe this one will be on a normal timetable.
That could be true. Yeah. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. But in the meantime, sorry, my dog is barking at someone outside. In the meantime, you can watch Vampires on a Boat on any of the streamings.
Vampires on a Boat with a Y and a Z. And again, for the 80s festival at the end of October in Cancun, it's the Sands.rock.
Correct. And I hope to see all of you there because it's going to be really awesome.
I bet it would.
Or should I say it's going to be totally awesome for sure.
Totally awesome for sure. Absolutely. Carrie, I love you so much. You look amazing. It's great to see you, and it was fun to watch the movie last night.
Thanks for having me on. It's great to see you.
Don't be a stranger. If I don't see you in Cancun, hopefully we'll connect at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame again.
Definitely. Duran this year.
Oh, I need to see if do I have any Duran music I can pull offhand? What do you want to hear?
Instant. Come on.
What Duran song do you want to hear?
Any of them. Wild Boys, The Reflex, whatever. Any of them.
Def Leppard, Dire Straits, Disturbed. Hang on. The show's going to run out of time before I find Duran Duran.
It's worth it.
In honor of your Instagram, some girls on film.
There it is.
Carrie, love you. Talk
Love
soon.
you. Thank you.
Follow Carrie Keagan on all of her socials as well, and check out Vampires on a Boat. Duran Duran going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.